I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Assalamu alaikum. It works
Walaikum
better when
salam
the
wa
mic is on.
rahmatullah.
Peace and
Got
blessings.
to get that
Assalamu
mic
alaikum.
on.
Welcome, welcome, welcome
Peace.
to another edition of Kings of Currency with my brother and myself, Khalfa Muhammad, and brother Ameer. Brother Ameer, assalamu alaikum, family. How you doing, fam?
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Peace and blessings to the family. How y'all doing? Y'all see it? We here again. Another Wednesday, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, another Wednesday. Hey, you know what? And it's just like stronger and stronger. And you know, as the more strength that we get when we roll on, the more we got to put our hands up and protect ourselves and bob and weave, you know,
Yeah.
throughout this world right now.
You said Bobby Weave out.
Bro, we got to bob and weave, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because look, the devil don't want to give it up. And he's swinging out. He's swinging for the fence. He's picking stuff up and throwing it at you. He's getting his little homies. And I mean, really,
Yeah,
security measures has got to be in effect at all times.
for real.
You know,
For real.
individually and collectively, we got to be on point. Let me tell you, I went through major stuff today. All of my social media, all of them, all of my passwords and everything was compromised.
What?
Bruh, I had to go through it today. And I'm talking about not just the social media, I'm talking about other things too. So, you know, when the enemy thinks he knows and does know some things about you, he's gonna try to compromise you. And that's a good word. That's an easy word. That's a politically correct word. They want to get involved
Compromise.
and steal your stuff. They want to rob you and steal
Right.
and pillage and all of that stuff. So, you know, the more we come on here on the Kings of Currency, the more we be with the halal wealth builders, the more we be in the kingofcurrency.info. Listen, we're a major threat to everybody that's trying to keep their foot on the necks of those that are striving. What do you think, bro?
I mean, you're 100% correct. It's just the sad part is that it's not only the enemy that you assume that's the enemy, it's the one that you think is your friend.
Woo, the one sitting right by you talking about? The one.
Sometimes, but listen, they say that everybody in your circle ain't in your corner.
Oh my goodness, brother. I'm telling
I'm
you,
gonna say it
you know,
again. I'm gonna say it
hey,
again.
the
They
one
say
that's doing this right
everybody.
here all the time.
Yeah,
Hey,
sometimes, man, you know, you got to be vigilant. That's why we pray that, you know, that evil eye. We pray that prayer, man. I mean, because everybody that's in your circle is not in your corner.
it's
You know what I'm
not,
saying?
not
You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch for the ones who do not celebrate your wins, right? They don't celebrate and clap when you winning, right? And then you gotta be mindful of those who don't celebrate the ones you celebrate when they win.
right,
It
right.
is what it is.
I'm telling you. So you know, uh, what's new in the crypto world? Let's start right there. What's new in the
Bro,
crypto world?
listen, we have another opportunity. The crypto world is down. We down $500 billion right now.
Mm,
The market is down to over a $500 billion. So if those of us who do not understand crypto and is not involved, we got another buying opportunity, right? And I'm not talking about, you know, to each his own, but I'm not talking about those meme coins. I'm talking about the cryptocurrencies with utility that is used to build out the rails of this new financial system that we're going into. That QFS, to be exact. That's the acronym for that new financial system that's being built out right now. So I'm not worried about this one. I'm getting out of this one, bro. We getting our parachutes, right? We packing our bags, right? We loading our bags up to get out of this financial system and use the assets, right, in the forms of money that Allah has blessed us with and gave us access to go ahead and switch over to the new financial system when it comes, because we
so
stacking,
listen,
we preparing,
so listen,
got them 10 ounce joints,
make
we
it plain
preparing.
for those, make it plain for those that like they know something is going on. They want they want to do something, but they have no clue what to do. What should they
Well,
do?
I would
What's the
say,
first thing they should do?
this is the first thing this is the first thing that they should do is make a commitment in here and in this, make a commitment in their mind and in their heart that they want to do the best for themselves and for their family. That's the first thing. It's a mind thing. The second thing is to become informed, right? So let me plug in because my power is begging for juice. Hold on one second. Let me plug this in real quick. My queen is here saving me again.
That's right.
Okay, there we go. We got some juice. So
There you go.
like I said, first things first, you got to make the commitment here and in your heart, right? The second thing is you got to do the research on what you want to accomplish. If you just want to be able to have whatever you already have saved, secured, right? During this financial, inflationary, geopolitical time, start researching. The first thing you need to research is what are the best hedges against inflation historically, right? That's what you want to research. The best hedges against inflation. That's number one. The next thing you want to research is the best performing asset in the last 10 years. When you find out and you go to multiple heads when you research, right? You find out what those two things are and then get with somebody that you trust who understands exactly what's going on. I, and for one, is one of them. If you don't have anyone else, or brother Khalif, because at the end of the day, we're not new to this. We're true to this.
Ah, at the end of the day, we are definitely not new to this. We're definitely true to this. And
Absolutely.
I'll be the first one to say, you know, what I know about crypto is I follow somebody that knows about crypto. I
There you
already
go.
saw I already saw what happens to those that obtain crypto. I see the history. I listen, I
Right. The
could have
history
bought
is what's important.
What's
The
that?
history is what's important. I said the history is what's important because no human being is smarter than history. You can only learn from history or be a victim to it because history repeats and it rhymes, right? So
Woo!
if you have somebody that knows what they're doing or you trust, get with that person. And like I said, we're not new to this, we're true to this.
Telling you. And those two got to go together. So I knew somebody and I know somebody and I trust the same person that I know I trust. So, and then, hey, look, and then the history comes involved. And what part of the history that really plagues me to stay in? I had
What's
the
that?
opportunity to buy Bitcoin when it was 5 cents. 5 cents.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And now I see what it's done and what it's still doing.
Yes.
Look, I was there when it came and when it knocked down from, I think it was like, at the time, I think it was like 2,700. No, not my
That
bad.
was
Not 27. It was 27,000. And
okay.
it
You
went
talking about yeah, okay. Yeah,
and
that's about the
it
time
knocked
I
down
got
to like
in.
and it knocked down to like 3,000.
Right. I got in at 4,000 on the way up. That's when I
See what I'm
got in.
saying? You
Between
see?
between four and five
And then
thousand.
look, and then I still wasn't secure with myself.
I wasn't
So
either.
and I'm trying to get other people. I'm trying to get other people involved. Like, yo, come on, let's put it in. Let's get down together. Da da da. And they was like, nah, man. Yo, man, I'm telling you, you're gonna lose your money. Da, da, da. And I listened to the Pookies and the brother Rufuses and all of them. Still didn't
I
buy
did
it.
mine on a quiet thing. I did mine on a quiet tip. Only person I told was my wife. I sold the most valuable asset that I had and took a portion of that and put it in the market when it was $4,000 going up to that 20.
And then and I know you think a lot right now for that. Period. Just
Absolutely.
for that
Absolutely.
move right there. So I'm saying
Absolutely.
this because I'm not that guy. I'm not that crypto guy. But when somebody come with crypto, I can't tell them this. I can say, look, get some. And then they say when you don't know what to get, I'll be like, well, I got somebody I could hook you up to. And I calls this brother right here. And or
Alhamdulillah.
I call the right people to put them
Right.
involved with what's going on. Period. So that's what we got to
Yes.
do. And then on the way up and on the way in and on the way of getting strong, right? We got groups that you've heard of, and I know you've heard of them. If you're on social media, I know you've heard of the king of currency. I know you've heard of it. Okay? But
Alhamdulillah.
but you haven't stepped involved to go forward. And for whatever the reason might be. I also know this.
But you
At the same time, and it's not bad, it ain't bad to be having a job, but most of us are punching in and don't want to punch in. And some
right.
of us,
It ju-
and look, and
Cash flow is necessary, bro. Cash
some
flow
of
is necessary. There's no way to do it.
some of us want to punch in, but the job ain't even there no more from the COVID. Many companies have shut down,
Right.
forcing you to do something
Right.
else. And now you have an opportunity to live off of certain things. I know many people that live off of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Well,
That's all
bro,
they do.
inshallah, inshallah, we'll be able to make that full transition. I've been dibbling and dabbling. I pay a PSE&G bill here. I'll pay a car insurance here. I'll pay some there. You know what I'm saying? With my crypto. But here's the thing: the market is down now, so it's not a good time right now to be using your crypto at all. Right now, it's time to cash in. What does that mean? Everybody want to cash out? No, it's time to cash in. In other words, if you know anything about anything when it comes to inflation, geopolitical turmoil, and interest rates, right now is to take them dollars to secure the purchasing power of those dollars in an asset who historically have proven to retain its value over a long period of time. So if you don't know, just in case you don't know, just go to just research it, right? If you research, you'll see that $1 used to purchase one US silver dollar for $1. Now today, that same one US silver dollar is $33 or $31. So it has retained its, not only has it retained its value, it went up 3,300%. 3,300%. That's what it went up from $1. So with that being said, and nobody can tell me about this. This is a five
Nobody,
ounce bar.
that's the
They
next
can't tell
segment
me
right
about
there.
that. They
That's the
can't tell
next
me nothing
segment
about
right
that.
there, bro. It's like, okay, you got cryptocurrency and people, if and look, and then all of a sudden, and it ain't really all of a sudden. Well, I can't say all of a sudden now you hear it and you listening. Okay, you heard it, but now all of a sudden now you listening. There's another thing
Right,
other than currency that's been out since the beginning of time.
right.
Gold and silver that has an intrinsic value. This
Yes,
value is like world renowned. It's a
yes,
it's a world renowned value that has been coming is re-entering back into our homes because governments
right,
already had it. That's what started most of the wars that we was in. That right there, and the minerals and all of that good stuff. Well, now we have the opportunity to get that as well, and
right.
it's and then we have the best opportunity to get it at cost. So
Yeah,
now,
and this month we were getting it at below cost.
ah,
I just put in the order, right, and helped another brother put his order in. We're getting the silver in at below cost, below spot
that's right. Below spot
today, just
price.
today,
Below
today. Yep.
spot price.
Yes,
But
sir.
you can only do it if you're a member of this
A-
association. That's the only
Absolutely.
ones that can do it. But with that all being said, we ain't gonna let the whole cat out the bag because there's a lot of news going around and a lot of
Right.
important news going around. And look, I know the Olympics is going on and get ready to go on, and I know, they just had the basketball finals, and all the sports and play is going on. You know what? And I love sports,
Right.
but guess what? I love better. I love to be on top of things better that I know that's going to help out generations of mine that I'll never meet. See,
Right.
I
There you
love
go.
that part right there. So I search for that, and I surround myself with individuals that actually search and know what it is too. That way, if I don't see
Right.
it, see, I'm not gonna see it on no TV. I don't look at too much anyway. But you ain't gonna see it on TV. You're not gonna see it on Facebook. You know why? Listen, Facebook was the first ones that said that I was infringing and going against the grain and blah 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 of their stuff and blah blah blah. And guess what? The
Against community
only thing,
standards.
the only thing that I post has to do with health and wealth and the creator of all the worlds. That's
Three
it.
things. Right.
The three things. That's it. And that's what I said to myself. And I told them, I texted them back. I hit them hard, bro. Listen, I took the gloves off. The gloves is off now. The gloves is off now. You know why, everybody, the gloves is off? The gloves is off
Wh-
because you been saying and been warning and been teaching for the last almost 8 years.
Same thing.
Myself have been doing the same thing with my wife and the halal well
Right.
builders. So right now, the kid gloves is off because
Okay.
Satan is letting it be known that he is sitting in the path of righteousness. He's letting it known, the devil is letting it known that look, I'm going to stand in the way here. I'm going to deter it, and I'm going to make it hard for them. And that's what's been happening. It's been hard. It's been making it harder. But hard trials are necessary to establish truth. Trust me on that.
Yes, it
So,
is.
so now I got back with him. I took the gloves off. I got back. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, I'm listening to you. I'm just listening
Listen,
to you.
I got back with him. I was aiming for the juggler vein. I was like, come on. They were saying that They said they were saying that they're gonna shut me down for like 180 days. Do the math. That's 6 months. So you're gonna shut me. You want to shut me down from 6 months for me giving life sustaining information out to the people that you're not doing?
Wow.
That
Wow.
they not doing that. They not doing
Which
that.
platform was this, Doc? Which platform was this?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of them,
Wow.
all of them could together. You know, the Facebook was first, and then the other one started giving me the warnings, like Facebook was
Right.
giving me. And then when I come back, listen to this. This is crazy. When I come back Facebook and hit them back hard, and they finally realized it, they said, okay, yeah, yeah, we reinstating you and this and that. Then the rest of them backed off. So what? So one thing that I wanted everybody to know is that you see the ticker tape down there, the halalwealthbuilders.com. If you go there, we also have our own website where we are starting by Allah's creation, by Allah's permission, by the creator of all the world's permission, our own website where we can do everything that all of those social medias is doing. Everything. So,
Alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah. So what we ask is that we just support each other. Because they do not care. Now, with that, we love this show right here, the Kings of Currency. With that, I want my brother, why is it so important, Brother Ameer, with the information that we have, that we give over the Kings of Currency, and then want you to give a small intro of the video that we're about to see.
Well, the reason why it's important now is because if it's to be, it's up to me. That's the mindset we have to have. If it is to be, it's up to me. I'm not looking for no savior to come and save us out the sky and say, you know what, we're gonna make this better for you. I'm not looking for, no politician to come promise me the world and
Mm,
come, give us trinkets and crumbs with stipulations and fake promises. I ain't looking for that. I understand what is the sovereign right to be free. I understand what that means, right? So I understand that. I also understand that we have the right to do the things we do based on a birthright given from the Creator in this country or any
mm,
else. So based on that, Aki, if it is to be, is up to me, and we are of that mindset. So we're helping other people, right? And the thing that aggravates me, it used to aggravate me more. Now I understand it, so I just leave it alone. When people say, "Oh, Amir, you can't save everybody," and I look at them and say, "I know, because the Lord not gonna save everybody.
mm,
So there's no way I'm gonna do more than God." So I used to get upset because in my heart I want to save as many people as I can or help them acquire the knowledge and assets and resources to save themselves. So with that being said, that's where our heart is. We're not chasing. We like they used to say back in the days of old. We're not chasing no commissions. I'm not doing that. I've been doing this for the first 3 to 4 years for free. From 2017 to 2020, I was doing it for free, right? Having these classes, taking time away from my family, taking time away from my business 3 times a week for free, no charge. But this time, bro, I got to be compensated for all the years and sacrifice that I've done and that we are doing. So here we are. We are teaching the people how to save themselves economically with our resources, right? And then spiritually and physically with our example, eating right, trying to live right, doing our best. Doc. We can only do our best. We can only do our best. So with that being said, this video is going to show you, because I had multiple conversations. Let me give a couple of shout outs. Give a shout out to my cousin Lawan Abrams. Give a shout out to my partner Cedric, my brother Cedric from what he said, and all the brothers and sisters from the barbershop, Allah's barbershop, 508 South on Javelin, because we getting it done, right? The Brick City Billionaires, we're in here, bro. This is a joint effort between everybody, and of course, my wife and my queen, right? Because without her holding me down with those prayers, it ain't nothing like you find your prayer with your wife, bro, and your family.
Mm,
Ain't nothing like that,
that's right.
right? So, with that being said, let's get to this video because they're gonna debunk all of this, right? So, what's happening real quick before you push the go? When central banks set the precedence of exchanging paper dollars for gold and silver, right? And when governments start repatriating their gold from the from the previous holders, which is the U.S. and Europe, right? When you start seeing these countries want their gold back and want their silver back, you know there's a problem.
That's right.
Let that video rock off.
Let's do it.
Very clear, Danny, that I don't tell people to buy gold and silver to become wealthy. I tell them to buy it because it is wealth. That has outlived 2 world wars, German hyperinflation, the Great Depression, every pandemic, and through all of this, in a world that is very digital and very, financial instrument driven, I think that gold and silver will go higher than anyone thinks possible once all of this becomes more realized in the mainstream, let alone just the people like me who are out there screaming that this is all not true. And it isn't true. If you dig a little bit and look under the covers, you can see that what is being said really isn't true. The biggest money in the world, I think, has come to a conclusion that assets, commodities are more valuable than currency right now. And I really do believe the gold and silver markets are playing by a different set of rules. And that's going to catch a lot of people off guard when this starts to fully accentuate itself in an environment where there is way more paper contracts issued than the bars backing it, which is distorting the real value, the price discovery, and the real supply-demand imbalance. And when that breaks, which I think we've never been closer to it because of the drive to remove counterparty risk, because, I mean, I don't want to ramble too much. I have a bad habit of doing that. But look at India. Not only did India buy more gold, 1.5 times what they bought all of last year, they brought back 100 metric tons from the Bank of England. They don't want the counterparty risk. Saudi Arabia and Egypt and 6 African countries just repatriated all of their gold from the New York Fed, the Bundesbank from Germany, the Dutch National Bank, Bank of the Czech National Bank, the Bank of Turkey, Hungary, Poland, Austria, they all brought their gold back over the last few years from the Bank of England and the New York Fed, and they're all buying it in a very private manner. Remove counterparty liability, counterparty risk. So
Pause
when
it
this
right there.
goes, it will
Pause it right
go in a
there.
manner that catches people completely.
I want to say this. I need the people at home to understand what this man just said. Basically, he named about 20 to 30% of the world's central bank have just repatriated their gold. They do not want to bear the risk of third party risks of these nations going belly up, right? Or basically losing their peg of whatever currency, paper currencies they have. They've all repatriated their gold. That is a sign of instability. That's a sign of not being not trusting the governments, which is the U.S., the Feds, and Europe. So here's the biggest thing that he said that I want to communicate. I don't want to just blaze over that. Gold is not an investment. Gold, silver, precious metals is not an investment. It is the wealth itself. There is no third party risk owning gold and silver, according to Basel III or Basel III, however you want to pronounce it, which is an international financial institution that disseminates laws concerning gold and silver. Gold and silver is a tier 1 asset, which means it bears nobody's third party risk. There is no risk owning physical gold and silver, which means that it's not an investment. So let that rock on. Let's just finish listening to our brother Andy.
And totally off guard. And so, yeah, I think don't listen to what they're saying. Look at what they're doing, I guess is the easiest way to say it. Precious metals are 2 of the only asset classes that haven't been distorted by suppression of interest rates and all the money that's poured into it because of the huge suppression on the LBMA and COMEX. Give you an example what I mean by the huge suppression and why I said I think that the banks are in trouble in the silver market. So,
Aki, can you before we go on,
Yes.
one part, and I apologize, but one part prior to what you were just saying, all of those countries when they saying they getting their gold back from America, what do they mean by
Right.
that? What do they mean by
Okay.
that?
So what that means is I'm gonna try to do this real quick because I don't want to be too wordy, but I want y'all to understand. Okay, what that means is the prior system, the Bretton Woods Agreement, was that all the world would have their gold. Excuse me, the United States will have their dollar backed by the gold, and all the world's currency will back by have the dollar as their backstop, right? But since they do not trust the financial wherewithal or the financial strength of this country and Europe. Those countries, all of those nations that he named, and a lot of them that he hasn't, has now petitioned the New York Fed and European banks for their gold back. They
Mm,
do not want to bear the third party risk of the United States Federal Reserve interest rates, the government with a $7 trillion deficit with their gold in their bank. They don't want to trust that. So what they're doing, Nigeria and about four other countries, as well as the Austria, Ireland, and all the banks that he named, all the central banks have now repatriated their gold or in the process of getting their gold back from those countries, which means they don't trust them anymore because they don't trust the dollar anymore or the fiat currency system because of what's happening internationally. That's it, cut and dry. So if the people who print money don't trust paper currency, why are you trusting it?
ooh, all right.
Why?
Thank you for
Right? So
clearing that up.
I want what they want.
That's right. We got to
This is a
do
10
this,
ounce.
yo.
This is a 10
That's
ounce.
right.
I want what they want.
That's right.
Let it rock.
the LBMA says that they trade 292 million ounces of silver per day,
Pay
28
attention
million
to
ounces
this.
of gold per day. Yet they have also recently admitted in a survey that was done with the bullion banks, those numbers are understated by a factor of 10 times. Because if I sell you 20 contracts and I buy 10, that's a net 10. Instead of the 30 contracts that I traded, it's only the net. And so they're saying that it's 10 times the amount of contracts traded. So that would mean that they are trading 2,920,000,000 ounces of silver per day
A
in London,
day.
which
A
is
day.
three
A
and a half
day.
times the global mining supply. 3.5 times per day.
Stop it
That
right
means that
there.
they're
Stop it right
trading.
there. So for the people who don't understand when he said they're trading, he's talking about paper contracts, the ETFs, right? Paper contracts for gold and silver is how the people in power artificially suppress the price of gold and silver, right? So he's going to talk about how they rehypothecate these assets. What does rehypothecation mean? It basically means when you take an asset. If brother Khalif said, "Listen, bro, I want to borrow $10," and I say, "Okay, I'm going to. I mean, excuse me, I'm going to give me an asset." He gives me a $10 piece of gold. I give him my $10. Right now, because I have I loaned him the money, he can now say, "Listen, I can go take this and loan it to somebody else and get another what $10 and another $10 and loan it to." So I'm hypothecating or basically reallocating this same piece of silver to another person who wants to borrow money. And what happens is when those paper contracts fail, and what he just said is the demand is 10 times higher than the supply. So when the cards come to come tumbling down and they want what they want, a lot of people are going to find out they don't have it. They don't have the gold and silver. Go ahead,
Not 20 million ounces, but 200 million ounces of gold per day. The majority of all of these contracts are just promises to deliver in a world where none of these companies stand for delivery. None of these entities stand for delivery until they do, and they have been. And that's why you see all of the exchanges being bled dry. The distortions created by a marketplace that rehypothecates and massively rehypothecates all of the contracts being sold. The COMEX is at 1,700% rehypothecation in silver, less than that in gold. But the point of it is that you have a situation where these markets, these Western markets, have controlled the prices of commodities, and in particular gold and silver, because they represent the antithesis to the Western system. Where if gold and silver were flying, it would signal problems inherently within the system. So they would suppress the price of gold and silver by issuing copious amounts of paper contracts that mitigate the rise. You can hold the price down by continually shorting all of these contracts because you're a bullion bank with unlimited money. You look at silver at $30, still 60% of its all-time high in 2011 and in 1980 at $50. Ask yourself, why would a half a dozen commercial banks have the largest short position in silver of any commodity traded on COMEX? It's a concentrated short position. There's nothing even close to it.
My God.
And I think it has to do with silver's role in the military industrial complex, in its need for the building of high-tech weaponry, namely the missiles and aerospace, that the Silver Institute conveniently has omitted from their supply-demand fundamentals. Yet I have a friend at the Department of Defense who tells me, indeed, he helped design the Patriot missile and said there's between 13 and 14 kilograms in the tip of every Tomahawk cruise missile. Excuse me, Tomahawk, not Patriot.
Wow.
He helped design it. Told me this. 3 times he's told me this in person. Google it. You'll see something similar to that. But it's omitted in the supply-demand fundamentals numbers for the Silver Institute. And if you believe that the military-industrial complex is as powerful or more so than Washington, then understand this is why they hold it down. And they hold down the price of gold because it's really the opposite of the bond market. It is the opposite of our system. These distortions, these manipulations will all end badly. And I think the countries that are now uniting against the West understand you don't have to fire missiles to beat the West. You can just massively stand for delivery and drain the exchanges of all their metals and blow up the bullion banks like JP Morgan, like Bank of America, like Deutsche Bank, like Standard Chartered, like HSBC. And isn't it ironic that HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Standard Chartered, and JP Morgan all showed up for 4 weeks in a row, starting the second week in March? You go to the Shanghai Gold Exchange website, you'll see second week, third week, fourth week, and first week in April. And you cannot export gold out of China, but you can silver. And take a look at the vaults of the Shanghai Metals Exchange since the second week in March when they showed up. It's falling straight down to its lowest level in a very long time. And I believe it's exactly that they're trapped, that they've issued so much paper against these contracts, and these countries are standing for delivery. They're trapped.
Pose that.
And realize in the mainstream.
Oh, okay, so let me kind of give some context of what he's talking about. There's going to come a time once they realize that they cannot access the amount of gold and silver that they have paper contracts for. Right now, there are a lot of people who believe that the United States is in control of the price of gold and silver. They are in control of now trying to suppress it. But the countries who are buying it, the central banks around the world who are buying gold and silver and other hard assets, have now effectively taken control of the price mechanism of gold and silver.
That's right.
What am I saying? What am I saying? The reason why gold and silver is going up is not because America or the American citizens are buying gold and silver. It's because of the international market who don't trust the gold, who don't trust the US dollar, nor the bond market because of the geopolitical turmoil. Now, here's where at a minimum you maintain the value of what you save, but historically you're going to get wealthy. Listen, if every US dollar you put into silver in January of this year have now grown by 35% as of May. As of May, June, it grew 35% in 5 months. Now, mind you, that's just in 5 months in 2024. What do you think is going to happen when all of these central banks reallocate all of their gold and silver, continue acquiring gold and silver, and then overnight evaluations, they reprice gold and silver at the correct price against the market that JP Morgan is shorting, right? Against the market that Deutsche Bank is shorting, and these other banks are shorting the market to keep this artificially low. I promise you, if you have $1 in a bank that you are saving for the long term, do not leave your dollars in no bank, because the banks are not leaving their money in the bank.
That's
They're
right.
buying this. The banks are buying gold and silver and now crypto. All right, let it finish playing out.
That's right.
Let alone just the people like me who are out there screaming that this is all not true, and it isn't true. If you dig a little bit and look under the covers, you can see that what is being said really isn't true. The biggest money in the world, I think, has come to a conclusion that assets, commodities, are more valuable than currency right now. And I really do
That's
believe
right.
the gold and silver markets are playing by a different set of rules. And that's going to catch a lot of people off guard when this starts to fully accentuate itself in an environment where there is way more paper contracts issued than the bars backing it, which is distorting the real value, the price discovery, and the real supply-demand imbalance. And when that breaks, which I think we've never been closer to it, because of the drive to remove counterparty risk. Because, I mean, I don't want to ramble too much. I have a bad habit of doing that. But look at India. Not only did India buy more gold, 1.5 times what they bought all of last year, they brought back 100 metric tons from the Bank of England. They don't want the counterparty risk. Saudi Arabia and Egypt and half a dozen African countries just repatriated all of their gold from the New York Fed, the Bundesbank from Germany, the Dutch National Bank, Bank of the Czech National Bank, the Bank of Turkey, Hungary, Poland, Austria. They all brought their gold back over the last few years from the Bank of England and the New York Fed, and they're all buying it in a very private manner. Remove counterparty liability, counterparty risk. So when this goes, it will go in a manner that catches people completely and totally off guard. And so, yeah, I think don't listen to what they're saying. Look at what they're doing, I guess is the easiest way to say it.
Wow, you just said it. You don't, listen, stop listening to what they're saying and look what they're doing.
And look what they're doing.
Hey,
I just said that.
2 years ago, about 3 years ago, 3 years ago, I drove my wife to our financial institution. She went in the bank and she was in there quite a while. And I was like, "Oh, what took you?" She's like, "Oh my goodness." She said, the young girl in there, she knows us. And she was so excited. I said, "What happened?" She said that the young girl told her, like, shh. She said, "Look, come back here." And she took her back and she showed her where all the stuff was being changed digitally. Just like 3 years ago.
Right.
We're going digital. And that's like, all the money's going to be digital. So I just want to let you know, because I knew that you was in gold and silver and stuff like that. And she said, "We're so excited." They don't even, people are going to go to sleep and they're going to wake up and it's going to be like, your stuff is digital, and they have no idea what to use, what to do, what to use it for. They're right under our nose. And then it says, don't watch what they say, do what they do. The banks is gearing up. They're gearing up for that financial war that's about to happen. They're gearing up. And not just that, major companies too. Major companies as well. I just had to say that out.
So listen, the other part of it is this. I want to say this directly to the average Joe, the average person who's an employee of anybody's company, the average businessman who owns his own company, anyone who's making anywhere from 25,000 to 300,000 a year. If you're making anywhere from 25,000 a year to $300,000 a year, I'm talking to you. If you have anything in the bank from $1 to $250,000 in the bank, I'm talking to you. Do not listen to your financial advisors if they're not telling you what the banks are doing, and do what the banks are doing. If they telling you to leave your money, you can leave your money in the bond market. Let me explain something to y'all. The company, or should I say the organization, the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, has issued a warning that 62 banks that they oversee is basically insolvent at the time of that article in June. 62 banks, which equal over half a trillion with a T, $500 billion in unrealized losses. That is the reason why all of those banks that he named are repatriating their gold from the New York Fed and from Europe, from England, because they don't want to be a part of the risk on the game and the interest and all of the foolishness that the Western countries are dealing in right now. So to protect yourself, again, there's nobody coming to save us, right? I'm not talking about spiritually. I'm talking about physically, right? You can't take this and pay. You can't take this and pay your way out of sin, but you can take this and save and protect the purchasing power of the most valuable asset that you have, which is your life force, your health that you traded for a dollar wage. And if you have dollars in the bank and you don't want to risk the same way that the banks don't want to risk, then you need to start researching what a hedge against inflation is. Do your research.
Do
Don't
your
listen to
research.
me. Do your research. Don't
And yo,
listen to me.
listen, and those
Do your
financial
research.
advisors, they have to think within the box. They can't think outside of the box, and they're
No,
not
they
going to
can't.
do
They're
that.
not paid
But
to do
they
that.
might be moving outside the box, but they're not
But
going
they
to get
can't.
paid to tell you to
No.
move outside the box, because if you move outside the box, you won't need them anymore. Period.
Bingo. Bingo. So, bingo. With that being said, listen, going back to crypto real quick, cryptocurrency, digital assets. If you're watching this and you don't own any crypto right now, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to Google or research what 80% of the banks in Japan, what they will be using moving forward as of November 2025. What they'll be moving forward, right? I'm gonna tell you what it says. Okay, 80% of Japanese banks will be using a cryptocurrency blockchain and that has utility, right? I'm not going to tell you. I want you to Google and do your research. Don't listen to these jokers that tell you Bitcoin or crypto don't have a future, because they're setting up the rails. You know what a rail is? Think about a train. What is a train without a rail? A stuck vehicle. That's what it is. A train without a rail is a stuck vehicle. The entire financial system will run on a ISO 222 financial language, which is the basis is in blockchain using specific cryptocurrencies.
And
That
guess what? And that has to, and also everyone, that is inclusive with the United States of America. They are following they, they are following the leadership, they're following the program, the diagram of China. They just not telling you.
no, they're not telling you. They're just not telling you. That's what a CBDC is, a central bank digital currency. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this because I know there's more people that need it than that there's more people that need it than want it, because they don't even know what's happening, right? The SWIFT system, SWIFT, is being replaced by a new system, right? Now watch this. It's called Project Bridge. We've been talking about this for years. I can show you text from 2015, excuse me, 2017 to 2019 talking about a reset of the financial system. Project Bridge, like a bridge that you cross. Research what that is, who's running it, and what part of the international banking system is using it, and which ones they are not including. Pay attention. Project Bridge. Do your homework. Go ahead, Doc. Let it rock.
All right.
Precious metals are two of the only asset classes that haven't been distorted by suppression of interest rates and all the money that's poured into it because of the huge suppression on the LBMA and Comex. Give you an example of what I mean by the huge suppression and why I said I think that the banks are in trouble in the silver market. So the LBMA says that they trade 292 million ounces of silver per day, 20 million ounces of gold per day. Yet they have also recently admitted in a survey that was done with the bullion banks, those numbers are understated by a factor of 10 times. Because if I sell you 20 contracts and I buy 10, that's a net 10. Instead of the 30 contracts that I traded, it's only the net. And
yeah. We went over that. They spoke about that.
Not Patriot. He helped design it. Told me this 3 times. He's told me this in person. Google it. You'll see something similar to that. But it's omitted in the supply demand fundamentals numbers for the Silver Institute. And if you believe that the military industrial complex is as powerful or more so than Washington, then understand this is why they hold it down. And they hold down the price of gold because it's really the opposite of the bond market. It is the opposite of our system. These distortions, these manipulations will all end and end badly. And I think the countries that are now uniting against the West understand you don't have to fire missiles to beat the West. You can just massively stand for delivery and drain the exchanges of all their metals and blow up the bullion banks like JP Morgan, like Bank of America, like Deutsche Bank, like Standard Chartered, like HSBC. And isn't it ironic that HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Standard Chartered, and JP Morgan all showed up for 4 weeks in a row, starting the second week in March? You go to the Shanghai Gold Exchange website, you'll see second week, third week, fourth week, and first week in April. And you cannot export gold out of China, but you can silver. And take a look at the vaults of the Shanghai Metals Exchange since the second week in March when they showed up. It's falling straight down to its lowest level in a very long time. And I believe it's exactly that they're trapped, that they've issued so much paper against these contracts and these countries are standing for delivery. They're trapped. And if they can't deliver, a bank like JP Morgan, what would happen if they defaulted on billions of dollars worth of silver? Gold and silver aren't going higher. It's the dollar that's losing value globally. Ooh. And as the dollar loses confidence and loses value, the one measurement of all of this, the barometer of all of it, is gold and silver, which I think will become higher in value than people think possible in the face of the falling dollar, in the face of all the Western currencies, which are losing confidence in a world where things can be completely and totally weaponized against you if you're not on the same, ideological train of thought the way the West is. We haven't seen anything yet. And but again, I want to make it very clear, Danny, that I don't tell people to buy gold and silver to become wealthy. I tell them to buy it because it is wealth. That has outlived 2 world wars, German hyperinflation, the Great Depression, every pandemic, and through all of this, in a world that is very digital and very financial instrument driven, that the most influential, well-funded, well-informed traders in the world are buying it at a level no one's ever seen.
With that being said, we get ready to do an outro real quick, Ak, and I can't say it. I mean, when we speak about that right there,
yes,
and we share that type of information, we always like to say, we're not here trying to scare you. But I always say, if it scares you, good. You know why? Because you worked hard for your money. You worked 40 years for your money. You retiring to really live better. And some of you are here before retirement and say, you know what? It's no sense. I could do this and I can live at home. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. See, they wasn't teaching this and when we came up in school.
No, man, we didn't learn this in school. Do you know how many people take this class that I give every Sunday and Monday, right? That are, some of them are 7-figure. Let me be clear, 7-figure net worth, right? Who have degrees in business degrees, have degrees in accounting. They did not teach nothing about gold, silver, about money, none of this. They didn't teach us none of this, right? The point I'm saying is we have to now, don't be scared and shut down because everybody is talking about this. And this is what I want you to do. This is my offer to you. If you seriously want this information, if you want more information, contact me directly. I will send you a report on every single financial institution on this planet and what they're saying about the US dollar, about gold and crypto. I'm talking about the IMF. I'm talking about the World Bank. I'm talking about the Bank of International Settlements, the FDIC, and the Federal Reserve. I can give you a report that all of them are saying the exact same thing, right? The exact same thing. We in trouble. Don't get scared. Take action. My
Take
number is
action.
862-452-9628. Send me an inbox. Let me know you seen us on the Kings of Currency and specifically what report you want. I will send it to you gladly, right?
That's right.
I will send it to you gladly. So you'll be informed, more informed than the people who you trusted with your money in the bank, because they're not going to teach you or tell you what we do every week here in this show.
They're not going to teach you that. And we want to also let you know that we have courses as well here at the Halal Wealth Builders that teach and train you and support you. See, we're not like that other. See, one thing about it that we love here and one thing that we share here at the Kings of Currency is that when you get involved with you, we support you. We help and train you, but we support you because we know the strength in community. We know the strength in that. We know the strength in real money. See, real money, you don't count real money. That's fake money. You weigh real money like this. You weigh real money.
Yeah.
So when you want that money, you want this real money.
You see
This
that?
is the money that the creator of all the worlds made. That's what he made that for who?
Yes,
The
sir.
best
Show it to him,
creation
Mark.
of all the worlds, which is you. You know, we don't have to wait for nobody. We don't have to get permission to do what's right. And then you're not gonna come on now. You don't need permission to do what's right. And you know what's wrong.
No.
Why? Because you can feel it here. And then you can feel it in your pocket when they're trying to get you. You know, you can see it in the grocery stores and in the bills that come in. And you can see it too. Those of us that live long enough, or those of us that do enough research, know that the buying power of the dollar bill went down to less than 3 cents. Okay, less than 3 cents. And then look at all the other countries that was weak, that America was putting their foot on their neck. They all joined forces together, and they have a force called BRICS right now. And guess what their medium of exchange is going to be and is? That's right, precious metals. So much that America said, you know, we thinking about putting the dollar back and back the dollar back by gold again. Really? You're being forced to do it because other countries are saying your money ain't good here no more. You can't.
That's right. That's
Your
right.
money ain't good.
They're
So
being
listen,
forced to do it.
get with my brother Ameer at the kingofcurrency.info, or you get with us at the halalwealthbuilders.com. Leave your information there. Or better yet, get with the person that introduced you to this feed right here. And let them
Or
know,
share this video. Yes.
I really need to know some more. Look, if anything, do you want to save your money? Look, we ain't talking about saving money, like putting it in the bank or putting it somebody. We talk about saving your money, making sure that your money is protected. And you can protect your money with the backing it of precious metals that you are in charge of, not nobody else.
Yes.
Woo-wee.
And they can't be replicated or duplicated. The characteristics of what make these metals valuable cannot be duplicated or replicated by human beings. Only God can
Right.
create the principles and characteristics of gold, silver, iridium, copper, and platinum, and the reasons why humans use them, right? In all different, whatever they're using them for, jewelry, for medical supplies, the military usage,
Electronics.
satellite, solar, electronics, and the most jewelry, and the most important, it's money. This is monetary, what they call monetary grade silver, right? This is not questioned nowhere on the planet because it has a bullion, right? It's bullion. This not paper, right? So with that being said, I just let them understand. I'm just trying to be as calm as I can because I am excited. At the same time, I am enthusiastic about what we're doing and how we're doing it. All I can tell you is this 300 points and 300 points that at cost metals got this promotion. I'm extremely ecstatic about that, bro.
Since we're speaking about that, you know, we got people. Listen, I told you at the beginning, because of what we've been going through with the security measures and the social media and all of this and the website and this and that. I took the kid gloves off, right? I'm bare knuckling it right now. I'm bare knuckling it right now. I took the kid gloves off and want to say right now, for those of y'all that say, you know, yeah, I'm saving in silver, I'm saving. If you're not with at cost metals, you paying too much.
Period.
Period. If you're not with
And we can
at cost
prove it.
metals, you're paying way too much. In fact,
And we
right
can
now
prove it.
we have ability to get some metals under spot price. Under spot price. We talking silver kungarangs. We talking gold kungarangs. We talking whatever you getting right now. You paying too much if you're not with at cost metals. And the only way that you can get that price is you have to be a member with at cost metals. And another thing, the only way you could do that is through a member of at cost metals.
That's an insurance policy.
We want to tell you that we love you and we want you to love yourself. Stop being victims when we don't have to be victims any longer right now. Let your money work for you harder than you work for it. And how you can do that? Get some precious metals, get some Bitcoin. Make sure you're in the right area with cryptocurrency and digits and all of that good stuff. Listen, my name is Khalfa Muhammad. We at the top of the hour. That's my brother Ameer. He is one of the king of currency. You can get him at kingofcurrency.info, and you can follow us at halalwealthbuilders.com. Next week, we're going to have some special guests on too. And next week actually on Embrace the Day in the morning, our morning show, we actually are going to have the owner of at cost metals.
Right. One of the CEOs, right?
One of the
CEOs,
founders. One of the founders and one of the owners of at cost metals, where you can get precious metals at cost. If there's anything that we said that the law is not pleased, may you forgive us. Hey, Aki, once again, great show. Thank you so very much. And let's never stop informing the people.
No, can't do it. Won't stop, can't stop.
Blessings. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Peace and blessings to